Ready to go!
Alrighty guys, welcome. Another interesting video for you today. Interesting just because it just kind of came along by chance. Today I was hanging out with Lachlan and I. We're getting, as you might know, you might not know, but I'm getting married on the 16th of May later this year. And Lachlan's going to be my best man. And we were at the tailor's. And naturally, it was interesting because the tailor measured all of the specific measurements: arms, forearms, chest, back, everything. But what made it super interesting was the fact that this tailor I actually used back in September of 2016 when I was working in real estate. And he had all of my old measurements, which means that I get to compare exactly. I get so excited. When he told me he still had all of my old measurements, I was like, oh my goodness. Please, can I see them? So I wanted to share with you guys today, basically the evolution of my measurements since September of 2016. Now, to paint the picture context-wise, I started in the sport in 2013. So this was like almost 3.5 years, almost 4 years into the sport. Obviously I was somewhat progressing down the strength part, but it's amazing seeing the difference of where I'm at today. Like, oh my goodness, it's crazy. Anyway, so what I'll do now is first of all, I'm going to show you, before I start getting into the measurements on how my body has changed over the last 4 and a bit years, I wanted to show you a photo of me on the day that this, the day that the original measurements were taken. So here it is right here. You can see there. Oh my goodness. To me, I look terrible. I see myself here and I'm like, oh my goodness, what on earth is that? My head looks weird. I don't know what's going on. My forehead looks massive relative to my neck. To me, my hair looks weird. To me, I look sick there. I feel like there's something wrong. Like, I don't know. I think my weight back then, I was probably 80, 84, 83, 85 kilos, somewhere around that zone. Either way, I think it looks terrible. Anyway, so let's have a look specifically at some of the measurements, because there were some really, really fascinating things that have changed. Like I said, arm wrestlers often measure their forearms, their wrists, the talking points, but we got so much more to talk about here. So, all right, I'm going to put up a photo now, right there. You can see now all the measurements. Okay, this is the full measurements from the tailor. The photo on the image on the left, or the numbers on the left, are from September 2016. Numbers on the right are from today. So you can see first measurement at the top there. My neck was 16.5 inches back then. It was 17.5 inches today. So I remember my dad always said to me, he's always like, you can tell how strong a man is by the size of his neck. You just don't find weak people with skinny necks. Just doesn't happen. So I'm happy to see that my neck has added an inch. My shoulders, that measurement was from the point of my shoulder to the point of my shoulder across the back. You can see I've gone from 19.25 inches to 20.25 inches, so another inch there. My sleeve length, what was sleeve length? Sleeve length, just measurement of the arm. Like, I think that was it. I'm trying to remember exactly how I measured sleeve length, but anyway, another inch of sleeve length. I don't know how that happens, but another inch of sleeve length. My shirt cuff circumference. Now this is the wrist. Now this, you'll see here, my measurement was originally 9 inches. Now I'm at 9.75 inches. Now that isn't my tight circumference. That's what the tailor will be making it to. So that's the nice comfortable fit. That's what it's going to take to be a comfortable fit. So you can see my wrist is put on 3/4 of an inch in the 4 and a bit years. So interesting one. I love that because I've been someone who's always said I've noticed my wrist getting bigger continuously, and I always said that because of the watch that I used to wear. It is impossible to fit now. That metal clasp watch that I used to have, it can't fit. So it's fascinating to see that, 0.75 of an inch over 4 and a bit years. Very, very interesting to have that confirmed. My upper arm, my bicep, my upper arm. Now this was measured standing, non-flexed, just here like this. So my bicep was 14.5 inches 2.5 years ago. 4.5 years ago. And now it's 15.5. So yeah, got an inch in the upper arm. Happy with that. I would have liked maybe a little bit more, but an inch in 4 and a bit years. I can't complain. My back width, it's gone from 17.25 to 20.5. Now that was straight across the back, over like the shoulder blades and including lats and all that sort of stuff. So we've added 3.25 inches there, which is kind of crazy. My front width, again, so width across the chest, I've gone from 15.25 inches up to 17.25 inches. My chest entirely has gone from 42 inches to 46.5 inches. Kind of crazy. My jacket and shirt waist, so my stomach, 36.5 to 38. So I know a bit on a little bit of fat. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm any fatter now. I know I was pretty skinny back then. So realistically, yeah, I am a bit fatter now. But anyway, my jacket shirt length. I think that changes. I don't know whether that's to more of a style thing. But anyway, it's gone up from 29.75 to 31. My jacket shirt hip, that's gone up by another inch. I don't even know what that measurement refers to. My trouser hip, yep. My crotch, that was just a style change. I haven't grown in the crotch area as much as as much as that would be interesting. That was a style change. He does a lower crotch now, so hence the measurements gone from 23.5 to 27. But anyway, take from it what you will. My thighs have gone from 22.75 to 23.5, despite the lack of leg workouts. I've made leg gains. Trouser cuff, yeah, that's just a style thing. Middle waist has gone from, where is it? Middle waist, trouser. I think there's a few different measurements here. Anyway, the point is, guys, it's very interesting. Most importantly, the wrist, the forearms, everything has gone up pretty significantly over that time. And it was really cool today to just stumble across this old data of mine. Because I know I've gotten a lot bigger over the years. And I see that in the mirror. I feel that in my body. I know that on the scales. Like I said, it would have been low 80s back then, at least when this first photo was shown and the data there. And now this morning I wake up and I'm 95 kilos on the dot. So, which is, I think is about 210 pounds. So a lot has changed, and it's all been arm wrestling. There's been nothing else I've done. I haven't really spent any time in the gym in any sort of conventional sense. I don't bench press. A lot of people have asked me, what can I bench? The answer to that right now is very little. It hurts my shoulder a lot. About 3 weeks ago, I actually went backwards in my shoulder. If you guys have been following for a while, you know I had the big shoulder issue. I almost got surgery. I went in and did rehab. Everything started feeling better. 3 weeks ago, when I mucked around with the King's move, the next week was excruciating. So my shoulder, I don't know, you can't hear it, but I can. It's clunky. And even my left shoulder's starting to do it too. So arm wrestling, it's a battle to stay healthy, but it is what it is. But I don't bench press. When I was in the military, I had a bench press of 130 kilos, but I haven't bench pressed since my army days. And I just arm wrestle. I do wrist flexion, I do pronation, I do back pressure up here, I do back pressure in an open arm, I do side pressure, and I arm wrestle. That's it. So it's fascinating to see how the sport has affected my body. Yeah. I don't really know what to conclude with on this one. I'm going to leave the conclusions up to you guys. Let me know in the comments. What do you think about all these changes? Do you think I can be a super heavyweight someday? I honestly do. Like my weight right now, I've embraced a different philosophy. When I first started in the sport, I was always about staying within a weight class that would make me as competitive as possible. My goal was to be as competitive as I could be on the world stage, and I always thought originally that was going to mean that I had to restrict my body weight. I did that for a while, and then I went, no, I hate this. Just start being the best you can be. And I started eating and embracing the heavier weight divisions, and I actually found that I started doing just as well in a competitive sense, and even better. And that's where I find myself now. I'm really happy with just honestly being the strongest I can be and allowing my body to be whatever weight that means. And I've always found that since that process, what was that, 2016? So in 4 years, I've put on 10 kilos, roughly, maybe 11, maybe 12. But so I'm doing that 3 to 3.5 kilos a year kind of thing at the moment. So if that continues, it's, for me, I think it's realistic that, yeah, I will end up a super, which is cool. I'm cool with that. It means if I'm going to win a middleweight world title, I have to do it soon because I'm going to be out of range. I can still get to that 200 pounds right now fairly comfortably for a WAL title or something like that, if that was in the pathways for me. But I'm much more comfortable at like a Zloty turn 95 kilo where I can just walk in and I don't have to cut. That's what I want to do most. And eventually, I think by the time my arm and elbow and wrist are at their best, and in terms of where my body will be as an overall conditioning and just peak potential, I have a feeling that when I'm 40 is going to be when I'm at my absolute physical peak for this sport. That's just my gut feel. It might be a little bit later, might be sooner, I don't know. I just feel like 40 is going to be amazing. I remember my dad telling me when he was 40 years old, that was when he felt like he was at his physical peak. So I think 40 is kind of in the back of my mind where it's going to be best. So I think when I'm 40, which is another 4 years away, that might be another 12 kilos, which is going to put me like at 107 kilos or something like that. So I'm cool with that. That means I'm in the 105 kilos Zloty. It means I'm in the supers if WAL is still entertaining that. And yeah, be a good place. Be a good place to be. And then my measurements, I'll make sure I get a suit from this guy again, and we can compare it all over. Alright, anyways, I'll leave it there. I'm rambling way too much now. I hope you guys are well. I will get back to some really cool content soon. As I was saying earlier in the video before this one, this weekend coming, guys, is going to be an amazing time for arm wrestling in Australia. Lachlan and I, Ryan Scott, they will face off for the official #1 rank in Australia. The winner of this match will exactly be that. It's been a question that we've been waiting to answer for so long. The COVID and so many other reasons have prevented these two guys from facing off formally. Ryan has been the #1. He's been consistent. He's been dominant. And Lachlan, we know Lachlan's story. Lachlan is on the rise rapidly. He is so committed to the sport, and we just need to see where this is at. Honestly, my opinion going into the match, I can't see Lachlan losing. I just can't. But if Ryan does, oh my goodness. If Ryan wins, I will take my hat off to that man and be so damn impressed, because I know the form that Lachlan's in. And if Ryan's good enough to beat that, wow, I am impressed. So I can't wait. I'm going to be live for that this weekend. I'm going to record everything and I'll edit it. I'll do the breakdowns, all that sort of stuff. It's going to be good. But that's happening this weekend. So please make sure you tune in. Don't miss it. It's going to be amazing. The tension between these two guys, I have a feeling it's going to be really, really intense. It's taking place at Ryan Scott's literal home gym. We are flying, Lachlan and I are flying to Perth this weekend, driving 2 hours south to Bunbury, walking into the Lions Den. Everyone there will be a Ryan Scott Milkman supporter. And there's just going to be me and Lachlan walking there. I'm going to have a camera in my hand filming everything. Lachlan's going to get on the table and Lachlan's going to, I think, crush the dude. It's going to be good either way. Anyway, guys, I will go this time. Thank you so much for all your support on the channel. It means the world to me. Please do hit like on the video. Please hit share if you really like this stuff. If you find this stats interesting, hit share for me. Make sure you subscribe, and really does mean a lot. So many people have jumped on poundforpoundarmwrestling.com today and bought a heap of stuff. So thank you to everyone who's supporting that brand. Yeah, it's amazing. All right, guys, take care. I'll speak again soon.
Yes, that's a man!